Hey y'all, me and my friends are starting a new D&D session, and I wanted to show you the first session that we've done. So enjoy.
You find yourselves at an opening gate. You'd just gotten past customs. All of you are kind of in a big group. It's not that you all directly know each other, it's that you happen to get into the same travel group here. The guards waved you on through, and you find yourselves in a very town, short for Variety Town, because these are hot spots for adventurers, because adventurers all of all types of races and such come here. They get their licenses, money, come back around for maybe food, party, anything really. These are very well populous towns and are very rich usually in terms of culture and money. You find yourself surrounded by what looks to be some faces that you've noticed were on the ride the entire time. What do they see? Let's start from top of VC to bottom of VC. Describe how you look to everyone else.
I am a gold dragonborn with red eyes, a 6 foot stature. On his back, there is a massive sword that seems almost impossible to carry. And on his finger is a ring.
McFickums?
What you see is a 3 foot tall halfling with kind of a greenish suit and a pink top hat with a kind of cane. You don't know what it's made out of, but you think it you don't know if it's made expensive or not, but it looks important to him. And he looks calm.
Uh, invested rook.
You see a 6 foot tall wizard with a wizard hat on. That's a little too big for his head. Um, he's wearing normal, common robes, um, with brown hair, brown eyes.
Clover.
You see what looks like to be around 5'8" wizard that's wearing what looks like to be just blue mage robes with just trinkets around him, bags, a satchel on his side, and he has what looks to be a quarterstaff on his back. He is sort of just rambling to himself while just holding what looks to be a crystal frog and reading a book in his other hand.
Clover, you hear the little frog thing say very loudly, dish soap. So everyone else would hear that.
What the what the hell? What the hell's a dish soap?
Brainless. Say your dire words.
You see a 5'6" Eldrin elf with dirty blonde hair and a mixed skin, and guess he's male. I'm male.
Alright, if that's all, Blade.
You see a common figure in the corner sitting on a stump reading a nice book of mystical fairies and tales. Seems about 5'9", medium size of stature, with blue eyes, definitely a male. Seems to be an elf, not a normal one, of brown tone but tan. His age might be young, but he seems to be wearing nice, bright blue leather robes and a random backpack that he has not yet presented to the people around him.
Alrighty then. What you see in front of you is a bustling town, any race possible. Some of you might have never even seen these races and only had ever heard of them in schools or at your family home. Dragonborns. Oh, you'll see many things. You'll see some tieflings, a few half orcs, gnomes, a bunch of different interesting people constantly traveling around. Oh, you see a few fairies just kind of floating around and such. You even see a warforged robots who in this world were once used in a ancient were used and built by those of ancient magic, though now Now they are kind of left to roam the earth in their hundreds of numbers. Many are built extremely powerful, generally are pack quite a punch, though a few have been shown to be extremely weak and die just as easy as any other normal person would, any commoner anyway. You see what appears to be the biggest building around. The building that you guys would all know would be the place where to get your licenses, and is a hub for both shopping and quest giving. What would you like to do?
Can I
That means
insight
you're
check the in town?
please roll me a wisdom check. Though actually
Uh,
it'd be perception if you're trying to, you know, look around.
all
It's a
right.
yeah, it's a wisdom check though, by the way.
Okay, so I assume that'll be a D20.
It's a D20 plus your wisdom, and if your character has proficiencies with it, then they will roll with their proficiency added on to that, which currently for you guys I think is what, like one or two?
It's 2.
I got an 18.
An 18?
Yeah, 16 plus
You
the check of 2.
nothing really appears too special to you, but you do notice that a lot of people are appear to be very excited today. A very joyful tone unlike of which you've normally seen in any normal town.
All right,
You
guys.
perceive that
Going.
there might be a possible event happening. Though none of your characters have yet to introduce themselves to one another, you all just know what each other looks like, so you might want to have a conversation amongst yourselves.
I start mumbling to myself. All right, so people are happy. I wonder why.
Can I just start like writing math equations in my book, just trying to calculate random bullshit about magic?
Yeah, actually, to be
Bullshit
fair,
about
that would be exactly what wizards do in this world.
Are they just doodles of shrooms?
No,
Not yet.
magic does exist in this world. It is very real and it is very common.
May I budge in and formally introduce myself to the rest of the group?
Yes.
Hello, everyone. Greetings. What a wonderful day we're having. My name is Soyville, like Sybil, but with soy. I am a wood elf,
Hi,
and
Soyville.
I've gathered myself here because I want to find out the meanings of medicine and hopefully find other people on the way that kind of want to explore the same thing I want to explore, especially the secrets of this land.
Well, there ain't very many secrets going on in the town, man.
That we. Oh,
What you hear suddenly, as you're interrupted by some rando, stupid little goofy boy, runs through out of nowhere and just runs up to you guys, says, "Hi, hi, hi! Have you guys heard the news?
Can I kick the child?
What news, boy?
Oh my goodness, you haven't heard the news? Why, there's a double gold earning on all the way in town.
May I
The
also
What does
heard
amount of
that
that
child?
mean?
Well, it's only ever so often. It's every decade. The very towns get an extra influx of cash from the surrounding governments as a part of the governmental deal, and it's happening. That's why the town is so bustling right now. It's a great time to go down to the guild and get your licenses.
Mr. Soybean, do you also want to hit this child?
I want
That
to walk
magic
over to the
missile.
man who's about to kick a child and say, "How do you do, sir? Are you insane?"
They just immediately
How
go,
is
yes.
What
Yes!
is wrong with you?
Yes, I'm glad you
Oh, good to
noticed!
know.
Well, I don't care if you're about to
I have
kick
been
me,
called
but you
insane
need to go
before.
down and get your licenses now, now, now. And
Why?
then they run off, and you watch them dashing away before you can even say anything. They run, and you see them running up to more random people, say just going for the exact same bit.
I,
All right, and I begin lumbering off towards
You didn't see as
towards the back of the
as
guild.
they start walking towards the crowd, they shift back into what appears to be a 7 foot tall person.
I think we might have a
I just
kid
want to
keeper on hand.
slowly tilt my head towards the person I was about to kick him, saying, "You, you almost kicked that guy.
Yep.
That is how you die."
Yep.
Not that he wants
You,
that to happen.
You
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 were
are you are welcome. You are very welcome.
so. Would you
You
guys like to
terrible
head
person.
towards the? Would you like to head towards the giant building in the center of town?
Yes, please.
Yeah,
Yes. Yes, please.
Yes.
very much so.
Yeah, I'd like to do that.
So, as we're walking, do I hear anything?
Me tap
Oh, you
dancing.
can. Yeah, you can make it invisible. Yeah.
Oh,
Starting at the third level. Yeah, I see what you're talking about. I'm picking up what you're throwing down.
So Danny asked if he could ask us something,
Yes, yeah, I asked.
like in character.
Oh,
I
well then,
I
I
I
don't know, man. That's up to you guys.
I asked the group, what do you think the license is about?
I don't know.
I would imagine hunting monsters or something of that sort.
Possibly. That's actually
I like
possible.
hunting monsters.
Well, as you're heading towards the guild building, talking about the ever random bullcrap, whatever you could be thinking of, you walk in and you see a few lines. Though the lines that are, buying stuff and giving money to people are filled, the lines that are recruiting people seem oddly vacant. You didn't see from the recruitment room, which has a very obvious uh, training room sign over it, and it has a door that's currently closed, stating closed for recruitment hours. You first off hear an explosion, very loud too. Explosion come from the room, and you see the door go boom and bend outwards and then bend back in, as if it had magic that held it back together. You then see the door fling open as a bunch of adventurers run out, appearing to be burnt and screaming, "What the hell? You crazy psychopaths! What kind of test is this?" Dashing out the door as fast as they can. Someone walks out the door and it appears to be a gigantic dragonborn. I mean, this boy is eight and appears to be 8 over 8 feet tall, towering
A
over.
smile crosses.
He has to bend his entire body down to get out. He can barely fit through the door with his just gigantic shoulders. And you see a petite lady walk out behind him, appearing to be, well, what you can best assume is a form of burb.
I asked the group, does anybody here speak Draconish?
A smile
I'm afraid I
crosses
do.
Drecky's face as he seems to be excited for the fight, but then also turns back to the group and says, Mr. Soybean, I do speak Draconic.
Would you like to walk up to them and start speaking Draconic?
Which one of us?
Yes.
Do you walk up to them, and as soon as you start speaking, I say, "Whoa, whoa, whoa, buddy, calm down. We speak the common language around here.
I respond to them with, Sorry, Drecky not the most smart.
It's alrighty.
Drecky wise, but not smart.
Come on, mate. We'll get you a license real quick here." And he walks you over to what you can see as what appears to be a box. He shifts his hand over to all of you, giving you the sign to come on over. So now, everyone, to get your license, you first off have to put your hand in this box, and it will scan you from not only your mana, but also your life force, your muscles, your brain. So everything. It's magic. Scans everything about you.
And if
And
we don't put our hand in there,
well, then you don't get a license. This thing is.
why do you have to scan this stuff though? Just
So that we
curious.
can get you a proper license card. It's not just
Seems
a
a little.
license that says you have a right to hunt monsters. It's also a license that tells you about you. That's your
I'd like
reason.
to immediately just stick my hand in the box, go balls to the walls in this.
You rudely interrupt the guy you just pat on the back, before he could put his hand in the box. And automatically you feel a shock of mana go into your arm. Doesn't feel very painful, but it feels the equivalent of getting a needle stuck into you and you're getting a vaccine. Suddenly you feel a bit of your mana get sucked out of you. You also feel your muscles twitch a little, your brain gets a little bit shaken up. It's like, huh? What the hell's going on? What's this machine doing? Feelings you've never felt before. Eventually, the everything stops, and he cautions you and tells you to take your hand out of the machine.
I'm gonna do that.
you see as it prints out a neat little, what appears to be a platinum card, and he hands it to you instead. Oh, hey, starting off as a level 3 adventurer, huh? Very nice, very nice.
Is that impressive?
It's above average for most starters. Most starters start at level 2 or level 1. Level 3 is about the highest we've ever seen someone walk in and get their first license for.
I I thought majority of people wanted to train a little bit before they tried to get their license for safety. It's
Well,
kind of dumb to just immediately start in a dangerous environment while you're weak.
to even reach level 1 requires a good amount of training, and some people just go for easier, simpler quests, killing more so like monsters that are more like pests. No one really goes truly adventuring until around your level. See, the way areas work is that we have licenses from other governments and contracts that allow it to where we can give our, you know, our wonderful adventurers exclusive ability to go over there and explore as they please without any issue whatsoever from any outside sources or any governments.
I do ask the group if maybe would anyone like to go first, or if they are reluctant, may I go?
I'll go.
I would like to go first.
Dreki
My
will
character,
also
Alright, you
step
go
forward.
first
you
then.
see the big man shake his hand over to you, and the same process happens to you the exact same way. And once again, it's another level 3. Though, also, as you may notice on your cards, Clover, what you'd also notice yourself is that there is a special little thing saying mana attuned. And for you, Brainless Wacko, is yours says muscle attuned. And it has a special little sign next to that muscle attune that says SPD, which you can imagine probably stands for speed.
I'd like to go next, Saz.
You do so. Once again, another level 3, unsurprisingly. Wow, so crazy. And for you, you see it once again, it says mana attuned. Another fact that you'd notice next to yours is that it stands for BA.
Sports.
BAM. Yours says biologically mana attuned rather
Oh.
than just mana attuned like Clover's did. It says, "Ah, biologically mana attuned. Must mean you're a sorcerer, eh?
Yes.
Interesting. Mana flows through your very system.
May I say, my
Oh,
character is standing a little bit back from the group, kind of eyeing them, not certain that he could trust them.
He says,
Dreki will step
"Ah,
forward.
you right back there, hiding from the group. Come on
Yes,
over. Put your hand in the box."
I do so. I
You
do.
feel the same thing that everyone else has felt, which is a slight shock, though though the box is holding your hand in, hence why no one else was able to take their hand out, by what appears to feel like some magical force. You see on your card, obviously, level 3 and mana attune. Other things that your characters would notice are written on this card. It also is your race. He points to you,
Dreki will
Blade,
step forward.
Oh,
Daniels. Besides, he points to you, X Blade. Says, "Don't worry, bud. We'll get you last."
I clench my hand to a fist, expecting the worst to be in the box, just in case someone stabs me.
You feel, rather than something stabbing you, feel a slight shock, which, while it does feel like something is stabbing you, isn't. It doesn't feel too painful.
Ah,
Definitely, your character definitely still clenches their fist a little bit when the pain first hits. On the card you see it marks once again muscle attuned. But also for you, you see STR, which you can assume has to do with strength.
Anywho, there's still one left to go.
I yell to Dreki, "Come on, man, it's easy."
Just don't get bit.
I stick my hand in the box, and uh, as per usual, what you said, I assume would happen. But as that happens, my head flings back, and light comes spilling out of my eyes as you see scroll across them, new language acquired. As I suddenly start speaking in a more sophisticated tone.
I want to look flabbergasted.
I want to write something down in my journal that I pull in my backpack. That
So
in
you're
it.
really
No one else will
Oh,
notice that you wrote in your journal, by the way.
Okay.
Because
I also
everyone's too busy looking at this guy who just flung his head back is now speaking better than everyone else.
I had a quick shake and say, my fellow chums, well, that was quite the experience. And I shake my head again and say, wow, that was kind of weird.
I like to roll persuasion and ask him, what happened to you, good sir?
Now you all see, and by the way, Morgan, you see on your card, X Blaze, beautiful boy. You see on your card what appears to be another STR written down for muscle attune. Though also you also see inside of it another thing, PD, written down on the side, which you can only assume stands for pedophile. I'm kidding, no. Personality disorder.
By the way, do I hear anything inside my head whenever this happens? Like any yelling?
What you hear in your head when this happens is, man, why did you take all
Oh
that
my
sudden damage for no
god!
reason, you stupid bitch? You know what, you dumb mother. Why did you take all this damage, huh? You think you're better than us, huh? Huh? You stupid bitch. Danny DeVito, you know, the guy that sounds like Danny DeVito from Our World says, look, he went in and started blasting. It's like
Well,
a Jersey Mike
I'm
sub. It
sorry.
gets sliced right in front of you. It's a sub above.
Can I roll insight to listen to this conversation inside of his head?
No, he has the mind ring, right?
And you
You
guys hear me
cannot.
talking out loud. You hear me
Also, to be
talking
clear,
out loud. Well, I mean, I'm sorry. I know you guys felt that too, and didn't mean for that to happen to you guys.
the big guy walks you guys over. He says, "Well, that was strange, but it's okay." He's a calm guy. He seems pretty nice. The mood he gives you all is that he's
Yeah,
someone
man,
who
that
just
guy's
wants.
strong.
He's just someone who wants to help everyone one out in the process of getting their stuff the best he can. He walks you guys to the recruitment room. Well, the training room, but it's been turned into a recruitment room temporarily. What you guys see is a massive, well, and by massive, not really that massive, but a pretty large 80-foot room. Decently sized. There appears to be a small area in front of you just for someone who appears to be tinkering on some things. What you see on their desk, what appears to be what appears to look like a fly, except that it's about 10 times bigger than a fly, and it has a strange looking mouth and what you can best be described as runes flashing across its eye. If you'd like to roll me history or arcana, you'll get two different answers. Will give you the history on what the item is. Arcana will give you the idea of what it is in and of itself.
I would like to roll history.
And I would like to roll
22.
I got
Arcana.
neither of those.
You will understand that this entity seems to be something controlled by a very powerful magic. A magic that you can't even really ascertain to what it is. It's ancient. It's beyond any magical knowledge you have. You yourself will understand that this is from an ancient ruins near here. You don't know precisely everything about them, but you know a little bit from remembering your history class like a good boy that these used to be used in as defense mechanisms to defend against swarms of infantry. These could be launched out in hundreds to even thousands in number against armies. You also understand that Clover also sensed this, that their eye would be able to shoot out magic missiles, though at a much higher level than you currently can, Clover. You would sense that, but he wouldn't. This one's eyes appear to
Well,
be
that's a big fly.
broken and shattered, as if they've been tinkered with beyond repair, though their mouth seems to be working just fine, as you see them sticking a screwdriver into their mouth and immediately gets shattered instantly upon the fly closing its mouth. You also see another thing on the table, though of course as you walk up to it, what appears to be a flame head. All of you would know about this, actually. These are explosive heads that were quite common in old warfare not very long ago. Many of you, if you're over the age of 20, you would know that these used to be used as old forms of war. They are a lesser version of the ancient magic used, but nonetheless are there and fly around until they find someone and go kablooey upon death, dealing massive amounts of explosive damage towards
Oh,
anyone
I
and
love
anyone.
these things.
Is the fly guy distracted?
It is literally just arriving. It is arriving on the table, but it's being It's held down by two metal shackles.
May I roll for sleight of hand to take the shattered screwdriver and put it in my backpack?
You may. The person, the lady, will roll a direct. What is it? Perception check
Okay,
against you.
sleight of hand.
Dude, if you get caught, I swear to God.
Sweet. Okay,
I
18.
mean,
For a shattered screwdriver?
Yes.
I got a nat
I don't know.
20.
We
I'm
talk
not
about
even
what-
joking.
Oh, you gotta
I
be
got a
kidding me.
nat. As you attempt to go grab the screwdriver, the lady grabs your hand and says, As you notice that if you were to go grab that screwdriver, your hand would have gotten bitten by the fly.
Ah, dang it. I whispered to myself, maybe next time.
Well, I want to quite obviously walk up to the fly and try and grab it right in front of the person. Like, ooh,
You
fly.
attempt to grab it, and the fly will be attempting to do a bite attack against you. What is your AC? Well,
15.
as you attempt to go and grab this thing, you see this. You accidentally stick your hand in its mouth very foolishly, and clearly not paying attention at all to the things that were going on. Your hand almost gets chomped down if it weren't for the fact that the lady grabbed your hand and took it out of its mouth as quickly as possible. And that's the end of the session.
That was